After slogging through the abysmally boring YouTuber's life, it's really nice that a patron requested I go back and review Greenheart Games' Game Dev Tycoon from 2012. As this is a tycoon game, there isn't an actual story beyond you're building a game studio from your garage in the 80s. There's really nothing wrong with this, as shoehorning a story into a game like this would probably be more annoying than anything. Just being forced to go to events and talk to people in YouTubers' life was awful, so I can just imagine the pain of a full story. Game Dev Tycoon isn't entirely empty stats though, as there is the story of the gaming industry happening in the background. You'll see gaming platforms be released, come to prominence, and then fade away without much fanfare. It was really familiar seeing the Commodore 64 start out as the biggest platform, only to be replaced by the PC and the NES within a year or two. As you can tell, this isn't the prettiest game out there. Most of the classic Tycoon games have pretty awesome pixel art styles, but this one looks more like a Flash game. Everything is very flat and simplistic, and the menus aren't all that pretty, but while it could have benefited from nicer art, it's serviceable. You're also going to notice very quickly that the music in this game is super limited. There are very few tracks and they loop really strangely. I noticed that when one song ended, there would be a good 10-ish seconds of complete silence before another track would start up. This is another aspect that isn't entirely unusual for this genre. A lot of tycoon games have very little in the way of music, but it still kinda sucks. You'll probably want to mute the game and turn on your own music for extended play sessions. Despite these shortcomings, the gameplay more than makes up for it. Unlike YouTuber's life, Game Dev Tycoon understands how to properly pace a game like this. You're not going to be sitting there for hours grinding out stats just to advance here. The game begins with quite a few tutorials, typical for the genre, and they're easy enough to follow. You do have the option to skip them, but even if you're used to this genre, I'd recommend keeping them on, cause there are some unique systems that might be confusing otherwise. Having played this through when it came out, I noticed that it was way easier the second time around. I remembered all of the proper combinations of genre and game type, so I was consistently getting high scores and high sales, so I was sailing through it. It's definitely really satisfying to conquer the game like this, but I figured I might as well try some weird stuff just because. And that's definitely an area the game is a bit lacking in. I must be running EA in this game because any unique combinations land me with poor reviews and poor sales. Nobody wants anything creative like a vampire sim, huh? That sounds kinda awesome actually. Someone go make that game. Anyway, you can do all sorts of stuff beyond simply developing a new game. You can research new topics, discover new abilities, such as learning brand new styles of graphics, train yourself and your employees, and even more. The game also makes you type in the names for your games and stuff, which I'm way too lazy to do. Check out game number 9, it's the best game ever, I swear. Getting research points is going to be your biggest task in this game, as it's basically your currency that isn't money. If you want to accomplish anything outside of making a game, you're gonna need enough research points to do it. It's kind of annoying to constantly generate enough of these, as you only gain them when working on projects, so it's really easy to go periods of time without any innovation due to lacking points. The game will punish you if you release a game without innovation or a repeat of the same genre system, with poor reviews and sales as well. When I found myself in a research point drought, I either rotated between 2 or 3 good combinations, or worked on a contract for someone else. Constant releases of the same damn games. Man, this is getting way too real. Your character will also level up as you play, which leads to your games getting better and development becoming faster. Once you start making innovations with your research points, you can develop your own engines so everything can be put all together. Of course, you have to develop engines to use these innovations, so if you're short on money or time, this can be a little brutal. But, as mentioned earlier, you can grab a contract for some quick cash if you can finish them on time. You're also going to be expanding your business as you go, which is another piece to this addicting puzzle. As your company gets larger, you'll have to hire more people, and the game involves a lot more micromanaging. For those who aren't into that, don't worry too much, it doesn't get too insane. If you're working on a project, all of your employees will automatically be involved. You will just have to select them one by one if you want them to do something else, like new training, for example. Overall, I really enjoyed my time with Game Dev Tycoon. Like most Tycoon games, it's a little difficult to replay, as you'll have learned exactly how to breeze through it. But the addicting gameplay makes it worth playing through at least once, and then maybe revisiting on the rare occasion. The bland graphics and limited amount of music is a downer, but it shines despite all that.